Hello, I'm Trevor Coley, founder and designer of Sontronics microphones, and I'd like to introduce to you the Sontronics ARIA. The ARIA is a valve condenser microphone. It uses a vintage technology, a vintage valve circuit, a vacuum tube, and this has a very specific characteristic in the amplification process of the signal. The ARIA was effectively a 3-year project to try to develop a microphone more specifically for vocals. We found in our brand that over years we were looking at finding more and more application-specific microphones because it helped people find the results they needed more quickly if there was a guide way to show which was the correct mic for the particular job you were doing. And bizarrely enough, in our range, albeit most microphones we tend to think of are for vocals and speech, we didn't have anything specific. The use of the valve is quite important. We've maybe heard of the valve being used in guitar amplifiers as well, vintage and boutique guitar amps. And the reason is that when the valve is pushed hard, a heavy load of signal is coming in, it creates a harmonic distortion. Which is not an overload or a breakup distortion, but is a harmonic overtone, which as humans we absolutely love. It's got something very special, very ethereal. And in addition, it creates a natural compression as well. So imagine a bucket that you're filling with water and you just continue filling it and it spills over the top, but it's always full. And it remains solidly full of water. And this is the same with the valve. It essentially fills with energy, fills with signal. It leaks, but it continues to fill, if that makes sense. And it just gives this incredible body to the tone. It's quite special. And so this is the reason why valve microphones are still very popular today, many, many years, decades after the original models were first introduced. Now, the process of this microphone in the development was essentially to try and create something that didn't require any EQ in the recording process or of course in post-production either. And that's quite difficult. It involved the physical design, the aesthetic design as well. We wanted to bring a vintage tone to the image of the product, but also the physicality contributes entirely to the way the microphone sounds. We're guided by the laws of physics here, so everything is a mathematical calculation or equation. So this microphone, the construction, the materials we use, everything contributes to the incredible solid, smooth tones, beautiful lows, low mids, very linear, with a little dip around 1 to 2K just to allow the vocals to sit comfortably in a mix. And then beautiful highs, high mids with a beautiful smooth high roll off. And this is something that Sontronics is our #1 unique selling point, is the super smooth high frequency roll off. This means that at the top end of your signal, everything is smooth and silky. You're not getting any sibilance, you're not suffering from any dithering artifacts in digital recording. Really important to know that once you've made that recording, you've committed, that you're not going to have to spend hours post-processing, adding EQ here or there. The mic delivers from the day one. Also, not only for vocals, but for stringed instruments, piano, cello, double bass, acoustic guitar, the ARIA is absolutely perfect for those instruments. Now, in the package, the microphone is supplied in a large aluminium flight case. Over my shoulder, you will see the wooden case that the microphone is supplied in. And you have 2 options to mount the microphone. First of all is a simple, we call a ring mount. And this is if you want to get the microphone very close to a source. So imagine it's going towards a cello or something that you don't want to have too much bulk, for example, or maybe even hung upside down as an overhead for drums and percussion. In addition to that, you have the traditional spider shock mount with our ratchet system here, which enables that mount to be locked in position really securely. Also in the package, it's supplied with the power supply. So this is the device that sends all of the voltages into the microphone, into the valve to power the valve amplifier circuit. It comes with an 8-pin cable that connects specifically between the microphone and this power supply. And then your XLR cable will come from here into your audio interface, your mixer or your preamplifier. On the face of the box here, you can also see two switches. You have a pad or an attenuation which lowers the amplification level of the microphone by 10 decibels. So that halves the input level. And again, if you're using for any loud sources, drums, brass, for example, anything that has a high transient, suddenly out of nowhere the signal leaps, this helps prevent any distortion inside the microphone. In addition to this, you have a high pass filter or low cut filter, and this cuts off the frequency around 75 Hertz. It drops down by about 8 decibels and then per octave continues by 8 decibels. As with all of our Sontronics microphones, the ARIA package is supported by our lifetime warranty. So once you've purchased your microphone, you go online to the sontronics.com website and you register for your lifetime warranty, where we'll take care of you for the lifetime ownership of your ARIA. Thank you very much for listening.